Two Jack Bros! Two Jack Bros!
Welcome back to Two Jack Bros, and if it is your first time, thank you, welcome to you, and thank you for giving us a shot. I am Sidney. I am sitting next to Ansley.
Hello.
And today our guest is none other than the Jim Gillespie.
Yo.
What is up,
What is
Jim?
up, dude? Dude, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, man. I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to get into this. But before we do, Jim, tell them about some of these shows you have coming up.
August 26th. What did I just say?
I believe that was August 26th. Like everybody was like,
August 26th.
Yeah.
I just bit my tongue off.
Yeah.
August 26th. Big Chief Brewing. I'm headlining. Come out. All of my friends are going to be on it.
Damn, that was hardcore.
Yeah.
Nobody at all who has done a plug on this podcast has drawn blood.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hardcore shit, man.
I just bit my own tongue for this.
Actually, can you put that AC on low cool over there?
I could.
Keep it cool, but low cool. You know what I mean?
Low-key cool.
Yeah. I don't want anybody to think we're trying to be too cool on this podcast.
Dude, I keep every room I'm in like a meat locker.
Hell yeah. Dude, you got it. In the
Yeah.
summertime? Yeah. And also, too, I want to remind people to check out our Patreon before we get into this. $1 gets you all of our exclusive content, which not only includes the counter to this podcast, which we call Two Jack Bros After Dark, but also some fight commentary and analysis on Ansley's Jiu Jitsu matches. We will get into that later. Jim, do you know what we do on this podcast?
I have a rough idea.
Okay. It's definitely about to get
There's
rough.
a formula.
Yeah, there's a formula. We have a formula. And so basically the premise of this podcast is to prove that you can have a dark sense of humor and still reach enlightenment or a higher consciousness. So what we do is we take our guest, who today is you, Jim Gillespie, through the process of enlightenment so that Ansley and myself and our listeners can laugh our way to a higher consciousness.
Hell yeah.
You cool with that?
I'm ready for that.
Hell yeah, man. I'm really pumped about that. So everybody gets the same questions. And Ansley, let's go.
Jim, what situation or event did you learn the most information from?
I would say getting Bell's palsy would have taught me the most lessons I ever needed to learn in my life.
Wow. So pause for 1 second. Ansley, what's Bell's palsy?
You're going to embarrass me and have me offend Jim
Yes,
in the
all at the
first
same
2
time.
minutes?
Yeah.
All right. I think it makes you shake, right? There's a shaking associated with it?
Okay.
Like it's a nervous system situation.
That's close. I mean, you got that part. Jim, you want to explain what Bell's palsy is?
It is temporary facial paralysis.
Oh.
And it happened on one half of my face.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
No
it was,
shaking.
It was
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
shaking.
Almost the opposite of shaking.
No shaking.
Yeah, okay.
But it was pretty fucked up. I was
Yeah.
pretty scared for a while.
And how long did you have Bell's palsy? Like, what was the time?
For like 3 months, three and a half months. It was
Okay.
just like my whole half my right side of my face just stopped working.
You just woke up like that one day.
I had I got Lyme's disease from a tick bite,
Yeah.
and that's the symptom that
Wow.
came about where I
Yeah.
found out
Yeah.
I had it.
And what age were you when you?
This was last year.
Holy wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I knew you in that time period. Then
Probably,
did you just like
yeah.
hang out off the comedy scene for 3 months?
I leaned in.
Okay.
I had just like started comedy, and I wasn't getting booked on anything. And then I got the Bell's palsy, and I was like, I have to quit this for a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to shelf this idea. And then I was like, but what if I didn't? And what if I leaned in? And my friends were like, you should just get on, like, write a bit about it.
Yeah.
It'll help you through it. And then I did. And then I got my first booking. And then ever since then, like, I don't know. It was just a moment where I was going to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
And I decided not to. And now it's like my whole life is different. You
That's
know?
awesome.
Yeah.
Did you wake up on the day that you no longer had Bell's palsy and look in the mirror like, fuck, what happened? What happened?
No, it was
all my bookings.
It was great. Yeah, I know. I got my first booking, and it was like healing.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, lay off the meds for a couple days. Let it linger, you know? It was really.
I'm just going to let it flare up for the
I'm
weekend.
gonna let it flare. Yeah, let it flare. Just, we'll play it by ear, honestly.
So
Okay.
there's medicine that's a cure, or is it
It's not a
something
cure.
that
Like,
you
they,
could get you?
yeah, so they like treat it, and then it like goes away. Like
Yeah.
you I guess like take the antibiotics, and then I guess it stops.
So is it a viral or a bacterial thing?
Yeah, Lyme's disease. It's
Yeah.
it's like a nervous system thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because I mean, I think you're kind of like losing track of the fact that it came from.
So you're
Lyme
treating
disease.
the Lyme disease.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
not
treating the Lymes, and then that like it'll go like there's stuff you can do
Yeah.
that like aid it along.
Yeah.
And like I was obsessed with all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like took 2 weeks off of work. I was like, I work with people all the time. I need to fucking
What is it like massaging? Like what do you have
massage. There's like all sorts of shit. They were like smoke weed. Weed helps.
to do? Really?
Nice.
I was like, that's fascinating. I was like, that's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
I'll
you
do
say
that.
so.
Fine.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna press, you know. But yeah, I just
Did you have any other Lyme like issues from the Lyme's disease?
I could tell when it's gonna rain now because my joints hurt.
Yeah.
That's a Lyme's disease thing. But I also think that might be like imaginary
Yeah.
because it like I'm like 50-50 on the rain. I think I'm just overweight.
All right. So then, what you learned in that time period was the perseverance through something that you were fearful of. Were you embarrassed at all about the paralysis?
Yeah, I was super like yeah.
Yeah.
It was fucked up. Like I didn't know what I was gonna. I would look at myself I would catch a glance at myself and just be like, "Yo, dude, like your fucking face
Yeah.
does not work. You are
Yeah.
23."
Man.
Okay.
I was
So
like-
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I know you're a really good joke writer. You do roast battles sometimes, right?
My first one was with the palsy.
Okay. So right now, if you had to write a roast joke about Jim Gillespie with the Bell's palsy, how would it go? And you can take your time. Like, as a matter of fact, you can even have the whole episode to kind of like have that.
I'm gonna circle back to
Okay,
that.
yeah, let's circle back to that. And we might even circle back to that on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna cost $1.
Yeah.
To hear me make fun of myself in the past, that's $1.
one whole dollar gets you in.
American currency, no bullshit, no Bitcoin, Ethereum, yes, no Bitcoin.
Hell yeah. I don't know what either one of those things are.
I don't either. I heard them in a show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I learned everything I know about pop culture through comedy shows too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to being dumb as fuck.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So all right. So that's so you had to push through the embarrassment. Was there any physical pain with it?
Yeah, like when it was like healing, I would get like headaches and shit, and it would be sore and like tender. It was so weird. And then like I had to tape my eye shut when I would sleep because it would stay open, and I like move around when I sleep.
Yeah.
And I would like mash my eye up without be asleep with an eye open. It's like the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
And like
Just
I
like
don't know.
if somebody when the mom is giving the nanny instructions to like tuck you in at night, it's like a
Tape one?
bad call.
Yeah.
It's like a bad- yeah, you gotta fucking in order for the radio to work, you gotta put the window halfway up. You know what I mean? That's
I got really lucky. I didn't really get any like eye problems because I was so diligent about making sure. Like I was like a freak about like making sure that I didn't.
yeah.
Could you have just gotten an eye patch? Was that an option?
It wasn't on the table. I
Oh.
wouldn't do it. I was like freshly out.
You wouldn't allow it to be on the table.
I was freshly out like at
Yeah.
that time, so I was like, I will not wear an eye patch. I will not. It's like a gay sin. Like that's a crime. I would go to jail.
Wait, is a gay man with an eye patch just a bad deal?
I'm not even gonna find out.
Okay, fair
We're
enough.
not even gonna find out. They're already so mean.
Yes. That is always a funny thing to me because nobody really takes the gay community to task for being so fucking shallow and mean.
They are mean.
They're mean.
fucking gay and mean. Fuck them.
Yeah, they're just mean dudes.
Yeah.
So
Was it hard to was eating and like nose stuff weird?
Yeah,
too?
and I'm like all of a sudden everything I want is soup. Like
Yeah.
I never wanted soup in my life. I'm like, man, remember soup?
Yeah.
what did you mean by nose stuff? Just curious about that question.
Is one of your nostrils not
Yeah.
working so things just drip out of it?
Yeah, I was wondering about the drool situation.
Yeah.
Was it
The
drooling?
drool is nutty.
Yeah.
I was lucky. I lived in Mask times.
Oh, yeah.
It was like it lined up perfectly. It was
Yeah.
like pretty
Yeah.
fucked up.
Wow, that is convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just,
I didn't have the worst time. The mask helped me a lot.
yeah.
That's awesome.
The
that's
eye
community.
was a giveaway though. There is a picture of me. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah.
That when Soul Joel's was going, they used to have a photographer at every event, and he would get a picture, and he got the single worst photo of me I've ever seen in my entire life, or of anyone for that matter. And you know what I mean? Like, and everyone here has seen gore, you know, and this is worse than gore in my opinion. It is so fucking horrible.
Okay. So, all right, but that's while you're doing that, while you're sifting through that, so if you had to sum up, you know, and just basically distill what you learned through that experience, what would it be?
Stop quitting stuff, you know, you don't fucking quit because it got hard, you know. Now I don't quit stuff.
Nice.
It's true. I mean, I don't know. I try to not overcomplicate the message, you know, especially when I'm trying to take something away from it, you know. So just, you know, lean in, fucking go for it. You fucking don't have any regrets, all that fucking shit, you know.
Yeah.
But it is important, you know.
Yeah.
There's a moment in time when that stuff that's like gay and corny to hear becomes like it's true because you're living it, you know.
Yeah, you have to almost hit rock bottom for gay and corny shit to be true.
Yeah.
It
Sucks.
reaches a moment. It reaches a moment where you just have to fucking, you know.
Yeah, I am a fierce bitch.
Yeah. and this is me talking about like me going to dive bars and being like, so my dick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what this conversation's about.
It is, but you know what? That's not an easy thing to do. People don't even talk about their dick with good functioning faces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't have the courage to.
Yeah.
But all right, so Jim, thank you for sharing that, by the way. So now we're going to get into opening up these chakras from the bottom up. Are you cool with that?
Yes.
Probably should have also said that the first chakra is located in the butthole. Are you cool with that?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm almost too cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Ansley, let's go.
So, Jim, how did you learn to overcome fear?
Honestly, every time I have to overcome fear, I feel like it's like a different thing that makes me do it. Whether it's like a friend or like, you know, just like really just like focusing and like, you know, whether it's like me, you know, that has to do it, you know, really no one can, you know, help me with it. Like when my brother died, no one in my family had gone through something like that really. And there was like, what do you do or what do you say? There was really nothing. So I kind of like, you know, dealt with that alone.
Yeah.
In like there was really nobody that had the. So it's like, you know, just fucking dealing with it yourself. But I like nowadays I lean on my friends like all the time.
Okay.
That's my way.
So so that is your most common way.
Oh yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Because I was going to ask you, is there a way that tends to pop up more often than others, and that would be leaning on your friends?
Yeah, my friends are great.
How do you just out of curiosity, how do you do that? Because you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever necessarily.
My friends and I just have like great open lines of communication, and I'm lucky enough that my one friend has come through, you know, a very similar shitty upbringing that I did, so he can relate to a lot of the shit that like holds me back and holds me up. And you know, we grew up together, so we both went through struggles, you know, together growing up in the same area, and so it's like that's the guy, you know what I mean? So and we weren't always like that, you know, but you know, opening the lines of communication with my friends has helped me, because see, like, I don't talk to my immediate family, you know what I mean? And then like I live with my aunt and uncle, like I stay with them, and like I don't want to like burden them because they're raising my little sister, like, so it's like they, you know, and I'm like, you know, but you know, my friends are the shit, you know, and so it's sick. It's cool because they're like a bunch of like dudes, you know, so it's like getting them to be like open, you know, to way that, you know, we can all talk like for real is like cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I'm like in a situation now where my friends are the shit. Like I don't necessarily have, like when I was younger, I wouldn't say that my friends were the shit. they were all cool people individually in their own right, but like
Yeah.
I don't know if we were like close like that.
Yeah, not always. Like, even though they're good people, sometimes you don't have the healthiest relationships
Yeah.
with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you remember a time in your life, Jim, when you were the most scared? And it could be any time, young or old.
Yeah, most scared. I probably I was homeless this one time with my family, and we were like getting ready to move in with this, like, my mom had this like therapist that somehow she like convinced this lady to like let us live in her attic. And I just remembered like meeting this woman and like going into the place. It was so spooky, and it was just like this old creaky house, and I just, for whatever reason, I was the most scared I'd ever been, just like trying to settle myself in this like scary old house with this like stranger that roams around.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, and I still to this day have no idea what any of that was about. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like really scary.
How old were you?
Like 13, 14.
Oh wow, that is
Yeah.
that's really interesting. So I had well, my mom, when I was younger, my mom had a little bit of a drug problem, and we were constantly being evicted out of places. We lived in the Salvation Army. We lived out of a car for a little while, and I remember the first time that when we were. Can you hand me one of those tissues? You said nose stuff earlier. My nose started tingling. Sorry about that. I will not edit that out. But yeah, the first time that we stayed over a friend's house like that, like you were just describing, like someone who my mom convinced to take in her and two growing boys, in a house that couldn't, wasn't the size for that. I remember feeling how scary that was. But it was like everything was kind of terrifying because it was just like, oh shit, life gets weird, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very... I guess like fear of like the lack of stability that I realized that I had in my life.
Yeah.
And then now I'm in this place where it's like, this could be anything.
Well, it puts you at a level of vulnerability, right? Because now you're in a stranger's house and you're like relying on them in a certain way.
I don't understand, like, to this day, like, I don't understand why it was so scary.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like this woman was like threatening.
Yeah.
It was just everything was just so like up in the air.
Yeah.
So it was like so weird and scary. But yeah, like I just had fucking scary stuff.
Yeah. Do you remember how you handled that fear, or was it just over time it just went away?
I didn't handle it well at all. I was like a crazy kid. I was like a very bad kid in school.
Yeah.
If I even went, you know what I mean? Like I was just a rascal, a rugrat.
Yeah.
Just a derelict, just bad.
Okay.
And that's how I showed it. That was me,
Yeah.
like trying to get eyes on me. I was like, I'm gonna be bad.
You're a bad boy.
I'm gonna be bad. I'm gonna say bad stuff.
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
First of all, that's I think that's the first time that we had somebody express that they lean on their friends.
Yeah.
You know.
Which is kind of surprising, but also, I don't know.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like, that is an option, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, and then it also, like I said, highlighted the fact that I really never had friends capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my family is inclined to let me off the hook because they know what I've been through and they know where I come from.
Fair
My
point.
friends, they know the person I used to be. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they watched everything kind of improve for me. They don't let me, they don't let I can have a real conversation with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel as though like my family, they'll let it, they let you off the hook a little easy. My friends give me the straight real talk.
That's what's up.
It's awesome.
You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's definitely a fear chakra unlocked. Ansley, keep it moving.
All right, Jim, this is your pelvis chakra. It's a segment we like to call My Bad. It's an opportunity for you to apologize to a person, place, or thing in order to set your karma back to neutral.
All right. We just got done doing Jim Gillespie's Patreon episode, and man, another great time.
Mm-hmm.
This is fun.
Yes.
Opening up these dark shadow chakras is a great time. Jim,
Yes.
did you have fun?
Oh, I had the fucking best time. That was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you so much for having me.
Also, do you need to consult a lawyer before we release our Patreon episode?
I'm
Because you said some things.
I'm so good. I'm so good.
Okay, you're good.
I'm in the clear, maybe.
$1 gets you all of the exclusive content, which not only the counter to this podcast, which we call Two Jack Bros After Dark, where you open up the shadow chakras, but also some fight commentary and analysis that we do on Ansley's Jiu Jitsu matches. Also want to remind you, check out Jim Gillespie's show on August 26th at the Big Chief Brewing in Horsham, Pennsylvania. So now we're going to get back to this episode and find out who or what Jim has to apologize to.
This is a fun one because there's so many things I could do.
So let's treat it like a gumball machine. You have a bunch of things rattling around there. You spin the crank. What pops out?
That is so tough. That is so tough.
Did it get jammed? Let's stick something in there. Let them
It's like
jam
when
those
you-
gumballs.
It's like two homies are caught in the fucking. You guys ever have homies? Yeah, fucking. That is tough.
Wait, Ansley. What are homies?
They're your favorite gumballs. I don't know.
Now, I'm thinking bags of chips, right?
Homies?
Yeah.
Homies are a little gumball toy, like a gumball machine toy. Yeah,
We were
they
both
are.
Ah.
dumb.
Yes.
They are the
You're the
funniest.
black wolf. I'm the white wolf.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Alright.
the fucking. They're so funny. I would like to apologize to Sonny Latocha for that time we hung out and you left your North Face at my house, and I said I didn't know what happened to it, and I sold it and I bought Klonopin. I figured
Sorry, Sonny.
we would be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've never have Sonny doesn't. You never admitted that to Sonny.
Never. How could I?
Yeah. Really.
How could
Where
I?
do you even start?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still associate with Sonny?
No. I hope somewhere in the universe she comes across this
Yeah.
and she her breakfast is better because she hears that.
Yeah.
She has like a good day.
Yeah.
Did she continue though to accuse you of doing something with it?
Yeah, she told everyone I was like a piece of crap. And I was like, you're not wrong, but it's for a different reason. It's for a different reason.
She thought you were just hoarding it.
I don't know what she thought. I'm hoping that she thought I was at home beating off into it.
Yeah.
I don't know what she could have thought. I don't know. That's one of the reasons I'm awake at night. What does she think about me?
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild because it is a one. Now, is she a petite lady?
She's medium thick.
Could you fit her?
She's very
coat?
tall.
So you could fit her. You could wear it. That could be your
Theoretically, a little bit of keto.
coat. Yeah.
I could have sported it. She was tall, and when fat guys love a tall shirt, you know what I mean, nice and long.
Okay.
So I could see her logic in thinking that I would probably try to rock it.
Yeah.
That's wishful thinking.
That is wishful thinking. I'm trying to find a way that she could have thought that. That's what I was digging for. That's pretty cut and dry.
Fucking things I say when I stand in front of a well.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any more questions about that?
No, that's an apology, man.
That's
You did
an
it.
apology.
Yeah. That was very
I can do a
direct.
few. I mean, if that's up to you guys.
You can finale if you want to do a fireworks finale of apologies.
Gosh, I would like to. I'd like to apologize to this kid, Little Nicky. This kid was a trouble child, and he came to I used to hang out at this skate park, and he came to the skate park with a lifetime's worth of coins from his family's house. And he was like, how do I turn this into cash? And me and my buddy put the thing on a skateboard and took it. And I was like, we'll go turn this into cash for you. And we took it.
Yeah.
So.
Man, that's the raddest way to be robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put my money on a skateboard.
Yeah, they robbed me, but it was sick.
Goodness gracious. That's a fun one. Yeah, you were bad.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
that's just me being a silly goose. You know. What I mean?
Yeah, and just out of curiosity, 2 questions. 1, what is Klonopin? And 2, how much money were you able to get out of those coins?
Oh, it was a couple $100.
Wow.
Like probably like $300. And like easily like half of it went to weed, and then probably the other half went to like alcohol.
Okay.
Because like we hung out at like a skate park, so there was adults there, and they were like, "Sure, I'll get you whatever you want."
Yeah.
Klonopin is like Xanax.
Okay. Gotcha. Did you know that already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, we got 2, by the way, so that's definitely a pelvis chakra unlocked.
Yes.
2 good lies.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean 2 good, apologies.
apologies.
Yeah. 1, North Face for Sonny. Sorry,
I know you're.
Jim
out there.
had to chill real hard. He needed your coat to get there.
You've never watched Pink Floyd at Pompeii like this. Check that out.
And then what was the other kid? Little Nicky.
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky, wherever you are. This kid really, like, he was vengeful.
Yeah.
Like, there was like dead animals in my trash. Like,
Oh,
he was
holy
like this kid was something else. Like, he could, like, he's got like native blood. Like,
Yeah.
he could totally live off the land. I saw him throw a rock at a squirrel and pick it out of the tree.
Yeah, not the kind of dude I would take money from, personally.
We just did it.
Yeah.
And it was a risky maneuver.
You sent Little Nicky on a
I
war
think
path.
one day I'm gonna get it. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah, man. Wow. Watch out for Little Nicky. Yeah, and also, my bad, Little Nicky. It happens.
Sometimes
Jim was young, right? You were young, right?
That's my excuse now.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm young. If I would have been charged as a child, you can't hold it over my head anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, he paid his debt to society.
Mm-hmm.
Move on, Little Nicky. And also,
I
my
did.
bad.
I did a debt to society for sure.
Yeah.
I paid my comeuppance in the form of public embarrassment. I was on house arrest when I was in high school, and I got tired of hiding it under the jeans.
Yeah.
So I just one day was just like, my legs are hot. I'm coming in shorts.
Yeah.
And I just I was dead. The society was like, you are garbage now.
Yes. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Where do you have time to be all this bad? You know what I mean?
You have to be actively
Yeah.
thinking it up,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah.
Goodness gracious. Well, definitely a pelvis chakra unlocked. Ansley, let's keep it moving and keep peeling back this onion.
Okay. We are to the gut chakra now. So, Jim, how do you move past disappointment either in yourself or in others?
I am very grateful to just, be on the path I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get disappointed or I let myself down or, I try to be realistic about it. I never let myself off the hook if I do bad at a show or, whatever, or if I know I'm not, working hard enough or like writing enough or dedicating enough time to, my family. Like, I'm working hard to like learn how to be like a family oriented person.
Okay.
So I want to, I'm so used to just being in this like a hermit. So it's like I want to be a better like person. So I try to be realistic, cuz it's important, to get back to working hard and shit like that.
Are you giving a lot of self-pep talks?
It's important. I do it. I do
Yeah.
it. I do it because I spent so much time beating myself down for so long. So
Do
I
you,
don't
do you
really
do them out loud or are they in your head?
No, it's a lot of in my head shit. You
Okay,
know what I mean?
but they're still, even though they're in your head, they're still done in a style, right? There's a way that this voice, like, it's in your head, but you can still hear it.
I'm a Wim Hof breathing guy.
Okay, that's what I was trying
Yeah,
to get there.
yeah.
I was gonna say Goggins.
Yeah.
I thought you
yeah.
were an inner Goggins guy, but you're an inner Wim Hofer.
I do it. I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you actually do the Wim Hof breathing techniques.
Yeah, just like a little thing on YouTube, and I'll do it and try to fucking center myself and be like, hey, there's a lot of things you need to fucking think about right now and figure out.
Yeah.
We're setting time aside now. Fucking get your life in order.
Okay.
You know,
Swedish accent, like get a little accent in there.
it sounds like David Attenborough,
Okay.
like a British guy,
All right. I don't know who David
The
Attenborough
nature guy, right?
Planet Earth guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you have the Planet Earth guy giving you pep talks.
Yeah, I mean, what, wouldn't you?
That is sick.
It sounds
Yeah,
wholesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Shout out Matt McCusker for that.
Oh yeah.
He does the fucking. I was on his Patreon and I did like his whole like thing.
Psych no.
Yeah,
Oh, sick.
I'm all up in that, John.
That's what's up. Man, that's so cool. Shout out Matt McCusker and
That's where I learned all that self-help, self-care, fucking get your life in order
are you
shit.
serious?
Like sorta.
Yeah,
like
okay,
in a way.
okay. But he does have a master's degree in sociology, so he knows he's researched and knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean he's
yeah,
a
yeah.
smart guy,
Yeah.
and plus I'm a fan of the fucking like podcast or whatever. And I was on the Patreon, and I just fucking that's what they were doing. So I was like, oh, I'm paying money. I might as well fucking check it
Yeah.
out. And they're cool guys.
Yeah, and that's Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, their Patreon. Matt McCusker, who, like I just described, has a master's degree in sociology, does a psych nah, which is like helping out just like cool ass dogs get their shit together in a way that they can understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sick. Matt's the man. And
Yeah.
so all right, let's consider that a gut chakra unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sick.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out Matt, man. And Ansley, keep it moving.
All right, Jim, we are to the heart chakra. What have you learned from grief?
Shit. I learned a lot. Obviously, I said it earlier. I lost my brother.
Mm-hmm.
He was, him and I were very close, and I mean, we grew apart. Like, we grew up in the same household. When I was 16, I ran away from home, and I ended up getting with my aunt and uncle.
If you would have told me that first, that would have shocked me, but now it doesn't.
Right.
It's like,
You know
of
what I
course
mean?
you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, all right.
Because the story wouldn't be complete.
So
Yeah.
I had a Fresh Prince situation,
Yeah.
and then it was like,
You moved with your auntie and uncle in Delco?
yeah,
Yeah.
right. I went from Clifton to the fucking main line.
Yeah.
So that's the equivalent of Philly to Bel Air, basically. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's like, I don't know. It was
But
cool.
how old is your brother, older or younger?
Older.
Okay,
My
how
older
much
brother, 9 years. So
Nice.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
So when you were 16, he was 25.
yeah.
Gotcha. And that's when you guys kind of drifted apart. Like
Right. Yeah. I moved away. I ran away and got away from all of that drama and nonsense and unsure ground.
Mhm.
And he stayed. He was loyal to my mother. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? In a way that makes no sense. In a way that is this person is insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, was he the oldest child altogether?
Yes.
Yeah. There is, that oldest child is with the mom.
Oh yeah, she was a
when-
single parent with
yeah,
him too.
exactly. Like
She had the single parent thing. She got with my dad, and they had me.
yeah.
So it was like
There's a bond you
whole
can't
other
understand.
thing. And
Yeah.
listen, they fucking, he's where he is based on that ideology.
Okay, so with that being said, now I mean I don't know if I normally would, but I have to ask now, how did he pass?
He mismanaged his medicines for whatever he had. Honestly, when he got sick, he was in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was told was that he had meningitis.
Okay.
And then he got airlifted here because my parents were here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was in a couple different rehab spots. And for a little bit, I was able to go see him. But then the family drama got in the way, and I got put on a no visit list.
Oh wow.
So I got completely detached from the whole situation.
Yeah.
And it was brutal. It was, it was a very rough time in my life. And, he passed. I didn't get to go to a funeral. I had to overcome the grief alone
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and just process it. So what I did was, he and I always loved comedy. I grew up loving comedy. He loved it too. I ended up going, we were supposed to take this trip together where we went to LA and checked out the store.
Yeah.
So I did it. I went and I did it, and I sat front row at some shows.
Yeah.
Got to see all these people, and I was like, I want to fucking do that. You know, after I went on the trip. So, you know, the whole year passes, the pandemic or whatever, and in December I fucking tried it, and now I do it like every day. So
That's
it's
awesome.
like, yeah.
And so then your brother passed within the last 3 years?
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah, it's coming up on the anniversary in fucking like August. But I was completely shut out of everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear
So
both of those things.
it's just, you know, it is what it is now.
Yeah.
Life
so
goes on.
What is it that you feel like you're taking away from all of this?
I just I found out that, you know, I've got some moxie. You know, I can handle some shit.
Yeah.
On my own. You know, it gave me some confidence to be like, hey, like I am gonna be fucking like all right. It sucked to have to deal with it by myself, you know.
You're not only capable of wrecking shit.
I was and then initially I was obsessed with the idea that I wasn't getting closure, and then I created the closure for myself, and everything I had to do something.
Yeah.
You know, so I did it.
You said earlier that one of the things you were trying to be is like a better family man.
Yeah.
Like how what does that look like, and how are you working on that with like the dynamics that you're dealing with?
I always had a toxic relationship with my parents, and my brother and I, we never saw eye to eye over their issues. So it was like, I want to be a better brother to my, you know, little sister.
Yeah.
She's my cousin, but she considers me her brother because I've always been in her life.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's really who I'm centered around. I want to be a good brother and someone that she can look up to. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I love my brother, but he wasn't a role model. You know, I can you know confidently say that. You know, he wasn't somebody that he wasn't like he was like somebody who let other outside interference squash his dreams. You know what I mean? So he did art.
Yeah.
And someone squashed that for him, and he let it happen.
Yeah.
You know, so like when I decided to do this, you know, that was my motivation. Like this, you know, I could have quit when I got fucked up, but look at, you know what I mean? Like he didn't go for it. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm not gonna let anything or anyone or any fucking retarded fucking obstacle get in my way. So it's like the grief shit. It's a process for sure. It's you know, I learned, and I'm traditional therapy. I encourage that in people. I get a lot from it. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that lately.
I don't take medicine anymore.
Yeah.
I was on I felt like a cocktail of medicine from the point when I was 15 on.
Oh wow.
And I think that shit fucked with me.
Yeah.
You know, just for a long time. I don't think I needed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Band-Aid, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it didn't do, you know, so you know, I'm pro therapy, anti medicine. So it kind of but a lot of the therapists, they push medicine. They're like, "Oh, let me refer you to a psychiatrist, and he's gonna fucking, you know, you're gonna get on fucking meds."
Yeah.
I don't, and then it's like, you know, I get this like weird cognitive behavioral therapy thing based on a Patreon that I get like through my comedy through, and it's like the weirdest thing ever. And I was just like, this is hilarious. So it's like, I don't know. Grief is weird.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you were able to channel what you were dealing with into something constructive.
I love what I do now. You know, so I'm a very happy guy.
Nice. Well, and then we'll consider that a grief chakra unlocked, a heart chakra unlocked, rather.
Yes.
Yeah. Ansley, keep it moving.
Yes. We are at the throat chakra now. So, Jim, what is a favorite lie you tell or you have told? Extra karmic points if it's still in rotation.
Oh my God. I like to tell people that I'm related to Dizzy Gillespie. And that's a tough one.
That is a tough sell. Dizzy
because
Gillespie
he is black.
He is a trumpet player.
yeah. So, yeah, he is a.
You don't look
everyone
like
knows I'm
a
not
trumpet
musically
player.
inclined.
Yeah. That's,
yeah, that is,
that's
and that's
wild.
one of my favorites.
Have you completed that yet?
I do it all the time. What do you mean?
How did you get from Dizzy Gillespie to white Jim Gillespie?
I always say that he's my like great uncle. So he's like I'm like related to him, like, but it's not direct descendant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
It's a lot of fun, and what's hilarious to me is that not a lot of people know who he is,
Mhm.
and then the people that do know who he is think it's ludicrous.
Yeah, that's absurd. That is your dad's uncle?
Yeah,
That's not enough. That's like this, because then your dad has to be related to a black man directly, right?
yeah.
That's so wild. And people believe this? You
Yeah.
have man. What?
People think that step is like enough.
Yeah.
it's really one of the dumbest things on earth, and it brings me joy.
Yeah, no, I have a lie that sometimes comes back to me. I haven't told it in a while, but every now and again it'll come back to me. And the lie was my birthday's on June 17th, and I used to tell people that June 17th was the exact middle day of the year. And then every now and again somebody comes up to me like, "Dude, your birthday's not the exact middle day of the year." You know, but they always remember my birthday because
Yeah.
like, does this ever come back to you? Does anybody ever come back to you like, there's no way you're related to
My first boss.
you told this to an employer?
Yeah, my first boss. This guy, I knew this guy was chill because he hired me when I had double pink eye. I knew he was chill. But I told him, and he got me when I worked at my first job. He got us all chef coats because we were all like the fucking employees of the eventually became a chain.
Yeah.
So it was like he got us all like these little chef coats, and he got Dizzy Gillespie on mine. It was really funny. He thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was cool. He used to get me alcohol.
Nice.
I was 16.
Yeah, shout out. Statute of limitations over, dude. Shout out.
Shout out to Bella Italia for serving me when I was 16 too.
Hell yeah. Again, statute of limitations. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So yeah, throat chakra unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's it's neat that we're sitting here next to a relative of Dizzy Gillespie.
It's pretty special.
I like to tell people that I'm related to a black person, and I just don't know why. I can't explain it.
I told you he had some wigger in him. I told you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
I
called
called
that.
it.
Yeah.
I called it. That was off camera before the show. I called it. All right. So yeah, definitely a throat chakra unlocked. Ansley, keep it
Yes.
moving.
Third eye chakra. So, Jim, what is something that you've always thought of as separate, but as you've gotten older, you realize it's actually the same? We're out of the, I should have prefaced it, we're out of the physical into the metaphysical chakras.
Damn. Third eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What would you say?
He's reverting back to his bad boy tendencies. He's trying to cheat off the. Yeah, you can't cheat. Yeah, we got some examples we can give you. He got real vigorous just then. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like lipping vigorous too. Yeah. It's like the guys that wear the wrist sweatbands fashionably. So, do you need an example? Is what
Yeah,
you're
give me an
asking?
example of
Okay.
what you're asking.
So, what example do we usually use?
I don't know. I was like, thank God Sidney has this.
Yeah.
My brain was not working.
Yeah. So,
Somebody has said, friends and family. Like when you're younger, you think of your family like your blood relatives as this is your family. But as you get older, you realize that really like some of your friends become more of your family than your related family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you.
yeah.
What else have people said?
Like learning different skills.
Yeah.
You know, they equate learning.
I know what you're asking.
Yeah.
I would say for me, it would definitely be that like jobs are more like school than you realize like when you first start working full time.
Okay. How do you mean?
Because these like factions form within jobs where people end up being like on teams and like little cliques and like shit, and it's like very weird, and it always feels childish, and it's like, oh, that's because at one point we all did that, It's just very weird to me. Like,
Gotcha. So
like-
the culture of the
work culture and school culture. Like I used to think they were so different. I was like, oh, I just come here, I make money, and I leave. And then like you stay at a place for a while, and it's like you see the way everything. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah. It's very true.
Yeah.
And I love and hate that. I don't know. It's tough for me. Like I had a bank job, and it's so tough for me to have a job like that in a professional setting because I always just see the humor and stuff, and I don't know. It's hard.
I mean, after hearing a little bit about you, I think I would be more concerned about white collar crime than snappy comebacks.
Well, that's another thing. It just I would laugh because it's like, look, I'm counting money and it's like clean money from a bagel shop. I'm like, I'm not unrolling these monies. Monies is a word.
It is a word. That's an industry term. He works at a bank. Yeah.
I work at bank. At Nameless Finance Bank.
Yeah. So that's a good answer.
Yeah, I like it.
I
Yeah.
like that answer. Yeah. That's
I find myself like navigating the two things the same way through humor, trying to get in with people, and it's weird. Trying to do it at a bank sucks, because everyone's like, we're at a bank.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at these fucking necklace I made out of paper clips. I'm like, it's like they had a wild animal in there.
you should go through a goth phase at work.
Literally, no, like I don't know. We had that bank. The bank was cool because like my first or second week there, my birthday was like over the weekend, and they had a fucking cake for me, and like I was like, oh, this place is so fucking cool. And then like I don't know, we had like active shooter day there. And they like asked me to be the shooter, and I was like,
Wait, active shooter.
yeah,
right?
I'm like, I'm more of an inactive shooter. Like you can't be, that I'm like about to do a bit, like resist.
Just like you just hold the gun like a microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Bank must be funny too because everybody like is very formal there. Like even when
Everyone's
you
got a blazer. My first day, I
Yeah.
showed up in like this fucking like basically a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And I'm like, oh wait, so we like. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then like my first day, like I had like this like I didn't have a tie. I didn't know I had to wear a tie.
paper clips.
So I made one out of paper clips. Got nervous and did it. But I had this comically small tie because I like didn't really know how to tie it either. And I'm like, where's my dad?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And he was.
Nice.
Yeah, I looked like a clown in this, and I acted like one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like I'm literally loading a bag of cash to get like delivered with my boss. It's $100,000, so we're putting it in a bag. I'm like, wouldn't it be crazy if I just fucking sort of, like ran? I was like, I like asked her. I was like, would you chase me? Like, what would literally you even do?
Yeah. I put this money bag on a skateboard. Let it. Like,
I literally had my buddy was outside with the skateboard running. He had the skateboard running, ready to go.
Keep the skateboard running. That's the
so
name of this episode.
Yeah.
Keep the skateboard running. Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, third eye chakra unlocked. Hell yeah. And that was job and school, pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking it's weird.
Yeah.
Cracks me up.
And Ansley, keep it moving.
All right, Jim, we are to the crown chakra, final chakra. It's a two-part question. One thing that you can't give up and why, and what would giving it up mean?
Pro wrestling.
Hell yeah.
This is me sticking to my guns. Like people like people take a hard stance on shit. This is that for me.
Fuck yeah.
This like autistic part of my brain like goes ape shit for like pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And it is the least attractive thing anyone can be like obsessed with. And especially as a fat person, like it can't be, but I will force it.
But it almost kind of goes hand in hand too. Like
It does.
Typically, if a person is a little heavy, you can pretty much assume pro wrestling.
And I want that to not be the case.
Yeah.
I want to
also
be able to
can't
be
give
like,
it up.
I want to be like, how dare you assume, but also be like, but I know everything. Like, I'm this fucking database at this point.
Yeah. How do you navigate that? Like what does that look like? What does being a person that wants to be how dare you assume?
What it is you have someone over your house for a hookup and your buddy got you a Scott Hall action figure and you forget that it's on your table and you run into the house remembering at the last second and you fucking like chuck it into the darkest corner you have. You know, you don't navigate it.
Yeah.
You hide it. Yes. I am a proponent of people being open and being themselves mostly. Like 99.99%. I think pro wrestling should be done in a far location away from your house with gloves on.
Yeah. And maybe be yourself, ... mostly is the title of this
Yeah.
episode. Man, that's awesome. So, okay, then what would a life without pro wrestling look like for Jim Gillespie?
I think that would be me giving up the best part of my like childhood, like that one thing that like I felt like got me. So like, I like to watch people fight on TV rather than just on my couch. So being able to have that pivot onto the screen, you know, that was home to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was huge. It was so necessary.
Also, too, at home, you also know the backstory for the fight, kind of like in pro wrestling. You
I
follow
know,
the
and
saga.
what the problem is that like I know that they break kayfabe and they fucking go back to being regular people. Like this is no. These people commit to the bit.
Yeah.
They don't turn the character off. You know?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Well, Jim, thank you for sharing all that. How do you feel? That's the end, man.
Dude, that was awesome.
Hell
It's so
yeah.
funny to just be able to talk about, you know, seriously and try to have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
And do you have time to stick around for the Patreon? We didn't even ask
I'm
you.
not doing anything.
Hell yeah. And that's $1 gets you all of our exclusive content. Check that out. Also, Jim Gillespie, tell them again about your shows coming up.
I have I'm headlining Big Chief Brewing August 26th in Horsham, Pennsylvania. Romy Rosner hosting, Rob Stant, John Profit, Vince Kowalski, Logan Malin. It's going to be a hell of a show.
Yes. And you can also check out an episode of Two Jack Bros with Rob Stant, who is another really funny guy.
That was great.
Love that guy. Yeah. So, head on over to our Patreon for $1. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. We love you, and we're out.
See ya.
Two Jack Bros.